Indeed.
Okay.
All right.
It's 3.
So, JC, since you're in here, can you drop that fat result of the? Yep, you already did it. All right, you're ahead of me.
Oh man.
All right. Looks like we have Schulte and Hakuta as our desired continents. Very good, very good. Um. Hmm. Yep, it is a rip about Barood. I do like me some Barood, but it's okay. There's some Viking-esque style countries in those two nations, so it's fine. Now I'll pin the top one. Yeah. Boop. So we can easily get back to them. Alright, as for Brood, we can skip that for now, but it'll be nice to look at in just a moment. Hakuda, let's see here. Look at that. Borussia has the highest votes. Interesting. And followed by Alentis and Dolidor Isle tied. Alright. So, I'm gonna bring up the world map real quick and put it on my second monitor just so I can see regions being adjacent to each other, because we're going to want to have them being relatively adjacent. Islands can be an exception to this for the most part, but let's see here. Cultures. Here we go. Hakuda. Eldiria could work. Borussia, you're close to Eldiria, so you are the chosen one that is. Let's see how many of you are close to Borussia. Alderia's at a 9. That's pretty good. Dolitors, I mean, it's on the southern half. It's close enough. Lentis is up north. That is fairly far, so that will not exactly work if we are going Borussia, which seems to be the case. Any other lands next to you, Mr. Borussia? Let's see here, Daravonia, Miro, or the Holds. Those are all.
I'm surprised the Wild Magic place didn't get as many.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it is technically bordering Borussia, so it's not really too much of an issue in terms of like doing quests into it. It's just not like a focus. So that won't work. Miro Imperium. Nope, that's not going to work either. Cold March is too far away. Erzor. Nope. We definitely have Eldiria and Borussia as a possibility. Dolidor Isle, somewhat off to the distance. It could work as a third for the continent. Darivoni did not get enough votes there. So, yeah, looks like our eastern Hakuda is Eldiria, Borussia, and Isle of Dolidor. Alright. Just go type that in chat. Borussia, Eldiria, and Dolidor Isle. Alright.
A lot of these are really close, too.
Yeah, yeah.
Like almost borderline winning.
Alright, let's go look on at Schulte then. I definitely had the highest in Calabesh. That's an easy clap right there. And followed by Arendelle, which is bordering it, and the Free Marches, which is bordering it. Yeah, that's an easy clap. There we go.
Just northern Schulte.
Yep, just the northern border, northern lands of Schulte. Alright, let's just do it. Schulte is Calabesh, Arendelle, and the Free Marches. There we go. We have our 6 nations, our chosen lands. There's a shame about some of those that did not make the cut, but let's go see what the others look like. Rude, your favorite land was the archipelagos of Scoirin Shar. To be fair, that land looks pretty cool, so I can see that being pretty high. It's good stuff. Followed by pretty close tie of Jalaski, Raven, and the Isle of Vizalalan. Not bad, not bad. And as for Shabos, very much the Stormlands. People like the pirates. Followed by the Savage Shores. Very, very fine choice there. Also very good. And then a lot of the others are pretty close, pretty tied. Pretty much all of them being 7, 8s, or 6s. So, yeah. Would have been a piratey, big monster land of fun. Either way, we can unlock it later. Not too long for me to name the countries now. I tend to use name generators, or sometimes the name just comes to me. Like, if you go over to the Eastern continent, some of those names were inspired by video games I played. Like, Baruja is inspired by Kingdom Under Fire. Actually, I think it is the name of the continent is Baruja. Maybe it's like Belruja. It's really close. General agenda for the meeting is just getting the region set up, confirming heads, though that is something that I'll be discussing in more detail in a moment, because some of the department's heads have like one person interested. I'm fine with it just being like, here you go, you have your tag. But if people want to sign on, I'm gonna, have a little reaction emote thing real quick, and people can go from there. Not really too much lore discussion at the moment. It's mostly just, claiming these and assigning department heads, and then we're all set to start working on these focused regions. That is not to say you cannot work on other regions, as we'll certainly want to have region lore for the ones that are not focused on for the phase going forward, but our focus for missions and focus for like content creation should be in these 6 regions. Yep. It's a shame. I really like Plantland, but it will have a return in the future.
Next phase, for sure.
Yep. Oh well.
The plants will rise up.
Mm-hmm. Did I actually vote for that? I mean, I wouldn't change any of the results, because I was going to vote for the same 3 in Lasholti, but I know I would have voted for Arlogos, but oh well. Anyways, good stuff. Good stuff.
Shrub noises.
Yep.
Honestly, it's just having the Alamari expense right there is just going to let us do just about anything.
Yeah, we also
nice.
have the plant lands north of Ilderia, so it is something we can make missions in. It's just not really like a focus. No like major campaigns will be placed there essentially. Yeah. But good stuff. I'm gonna go and link you guys the poll for the department heads. But before I do that, let's see here. Real quick, I'm gonna go into general and post RP events heads, divinity head, balance head, all these different heads. If you have interest in signing up, and if you're not already discussed with myself about having interest, which I know a decent amount of you have, then just react with a thumbs up or something of that nature, so I can add you to the list. Yeah, I'm gonna go and do that right now. General. Just before I go into it, let me just make sure everything's clean in there. Meeting, absence. Yeah, okay, it's all fine. Cool. Boop, there we are. All right. So, just gonna hear RP events head, divinity head. Sorry about the typing. I'll actually mute myself in just a moment. All right, I'm going to give that a few minutes, just so people can react to those, and I will add them to the poll, and then I'll send the poll out for you guys. So, about 5 minutes from now. In the meantime, does anyone have anything they would like to discuss while we wait for polls to go through?
How was your day today?
Pretty good. Working on maps. Made a city map in, guess, 30 minutes.
Nice.
You know, completely forgot I needed to make that city, so I was like,
I think also a question is, what is the rule on applying for more than one head? I'm guessing you're only going to be able to get one, but is there a rule against applying for more than one?
you can apply for as many as you'd like. I would suggest that you only accept one position, just because it's going to be a lot of work. But if you really think you can do it and you do have the votes for both, or like multiple positions, then I mean, it's on you. But if you need to fall back, I would suggest that you mark the second position. Just let them know that since they will be essentially your second, that they might need to take over and find a second of their own.
There's pretty much no rules yet, just use your best judgment for now. Remember that this is all volunteers, so don't spread yourself too thin.
Mm-hmm.
True that.
Do I have a general leadership on here?
No.
Oh, I'll add it to the poll. 1 second. Boop, 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 boop. Leadership general. There we go. I'll also have to add that to the poll itself because that is not a question. Leadership.
I would then need to contact you if you've already contacted us, right?
Yeah. I already have you on the list if you've already contacted me. So I need to go check
Cool.
to see if people need to be added to general since I just barely added it to the poll. So, World of Syrik, leadership poll. Here we go. Anyone say general? Left.
Since we're talking about departments, this is a good time for me to restate the situation and what to expect for some time, just to give us some semblance of direction.
Yes.
Story time with Legacy. Let's go.
Okay, that's just... Oh, wait, it was any. I typed it wrong in Control F. That's my bad. Ah, there we are. Boop. Alright, there we are. Alright. Chat seems to be fairly... No questions, cool. Alright. It's just a legacy, see what they wish to say.
I guess the only thing I would ask, just for clarification reasons, is can you just go over each of the heads and kind of what they would be doing?
Yeah, we just go to my little poll here so I have them right in front of me so I know which one I'm going to be discussing. RFP events heads essentially is the overseer, the one who can, like, sends out events themselves, being like, hey, we need this event to be ran. They work closely with the other leadership, so like adventure leadership, certain region heads as well, to be like, oh, we need to have an event where there's a massive gala going on within the, Eldiria, for example. And that they would send off some trainers, some other RP events people to go and run these events, work as NPCs there, and, essentially build the event. They're essentially they're my position, but instead of being the overarching world, they're specified in RP events. Which should be text-based, non-combat focused events, which just, encourages RP, makes the world, lively. Let's see here. Divinity Head, you handle prayers, you handle anything regarding the divine, their avatars, or the like. It's very rare you'll actually be RPing as the actual deity. Instead, you'll be RPing as an avatar. This allows you a bit more customization in how you would roleplay as the avatar, if there is prayer and they are answered. Divinity should be a little less on the what's the word for it? Little less influential, as the divine aren't as active as they were in Verum. They do not answer many prayers. It's if they do get answered, it's probably going to be the avatar that answers it. And it's going to require, higher rankings, and overall non-prayer based things from divinity would be more of like handling certain clerics or things of the factional nature towards the divine. You had questions?
So for patrons, are we gonna have something like that for patrons, or are we just gonna shove that under divinity?
Divinity controls both
Easy.
patrons and divinity.
Already.
Yep. And patrons themselves are more active, so they will respond more often than a divine would, and they themselves would probably be the one responding. They also will likely send issues out if you are in disfavor with them, such as they might send people to go and gun you down if you severely fuck them over. Kind of like what happened with Forward in Critical Role. If you guys watch that. I don't know if you guys do, but that's divinity. Balance, pretty much just ensuring that our custom content meshes well with one another. It not really any obvious exploits that we had, and if they are, they should be something that isn't like, game breaking. Essentially, if you're specialized, you're like taking 4 different feats to be a master summoner, for example, that's pretty heavy investment. I wouldn't expect you to feel, like the investment was not worth it. But I don't want it to be something where everyone wants to take this because it will just make your character overpowered in like PvP or whatnot. Essentially, that is Balance Head's job. They and their team ensure the balance of our custom content, or base content if necessary. Homebrew, similar thing to Balance. They'll be working hand in hand with Balance, that they control and work on all the homebrew that we'll be using. A lot of oversight from myself and all these departments, to be clear, being Living World Director. But basically, I'll be sending them, here's a bunch of homebrew. Make your own homebrew too. All the homebrew that's been suggested to us from the community is also something that they'll be looked at, making sure it's up to snuff, and then testing it out so that the team itself will be running test games and peer reviews and whatnot. But the head themselves will be overseeing the department and make sure that the team is all on the same page. Lore keepers, just keeping up with lore, making sure that they can answer any questions. The department head itself, it's not really department head, it's just more of you'll be, as a department head of lore keeper, you'll be privy to information that would be otherwise locked to the mass public. Essentially, you'll be in meetings with the region heads as well as leadership to discuss things that, for example, if you guys did see that document that was sent out discussing like the general lore of Syrik, the universe of Syrik, there was like 3 things or something like that were omitted. You would have knowledge of that. Things that like, I don't really have a lot of secret lore that I wouldn't really tell people, but you would have access to it. You would also have access to the lore of the different regions made by the region heads, so they can provide answers for those who have questions on the fly, essentially. If, like the region head's not available or whatnot. It is possible they'll need to take a lore quiz, yes. Overall, your lore keeper nature can be focused. You can just be like, I want to be a lore keeper of this region. But it is, for the department head itself, you should be a general lore of most regions. Economy, I feel like that one's pretty self-explanatory, but you handle the economy of the server. You make sure that our prices and all that of the equipment guide are on par. There's no like obvious exploits where you can make 50 daggers and sell them, or 50 daggers for like a silver each and sell them for like 20 gold each. I mean, you could if you're a sneaky merchant, but like it shouldn't be something where the base material prices of the book or of our economy are just broken off the bat. It should be something that a player themselves can RP and break, but not something that the book has broken inherently. Training head, training the different departments, making sure that they know how it goes. Any new aspirants wishing to join the living world, the systems they're in. So, like, putting DMs through a training game, having them run, giving them feedback, all that good stuff. They oversee the department itself. The head themselves will probably be more of a on the side type of thing, overseeing everyone else, but they could be very active, as I know Sithms has been. Political head handles and oversees all the intrigue, PvP, war, crimes and punishment, all the more nefarious deeds, so like thievery, murder, assassinations, the different factional political intrigues involved. They are very much you'll probably have a headache if you're dealing with this. If things start getting very confrontational between certain factions. But for this one, you will be handling any sorts of things that people tend to wish to avoid in D&D. Or things that people like to do, such as, thievery. You'll be handling any thievery missions, making sure that our systems have proper guards in check, to make sure that they have their roles available, to make sure that each region has notes on, what the political climate is like, things of that nature. Funner things, essentially. But it does come in hand with the sadder side of D&D Living Worlds, which is PvP. Leadership for adventure. Essentially, you're the region head. You oversee the entire Living Worlds adventure climate, with direct influence from myself being the Living World director. So I'll give you a lot of free reign, but if you're like, I want to have a giant meteor slam into the world and, be the Zerg, I'm like, the Zerg don't exist. But something else does. So, it's really, really just your region heads, your world head, I would say, is a better word for it. While the region heads are your people that you help out and make sure that they have the overarching plot. So for the most part, it should be each region has their own essential plot. It's just more of an overseer role rather than a direct influence role.
So in short, understand that everything we currently have established is an odd mismatch between old structures, an initial but still incomplete adaptation into a volunteer-based living world, and to add into the confusion, we recently also just fused with the gaming center. As it concerns these applications, understand that the roles may not reflect exactly how they used to function, or how they're currently being described, because we're going to have a lot of growing pains as we realize some things might be more necessary or less necessary. At the moment, we should treat these as preliminary interest gauging, and I actually have an idea for how we can treat this entire period as a discussion and trial period before final elections. This also correlates with the cleanup, as it's best to have as many interested people in the discussions of what each department should be involved with as possible. I'll send some basic ideas for how we can proceed things for the immediate work, near future, and far future work. I'll send NERP more extended details later.
Yes, it's true. We are very much in growing pains land. And once we get together, Legacy and I, we'll have more stuff to go over. But yeah, the last three would be creation, leadership of creation. Essentially, you're overseeing all the creative sides of the departments of the living world. So, like where leaderships of adventure handles all the regions and all that good stuff, making sure the adventurers are doing venturing things. Creation side of things would handle the economy, homebrew custom content, balance, trading, crafting. They're overseeing of everything. Make sure each of their departments are good. They're in the meeting. Make sure that everyone's on the same page in terms of where we're wanting to go direction-wise for custom content or otherwise, creation-like functions. Tech, I feel like is pretty obvious. You would be in charge of all the tech peeps, running their various, creating their various spots, making sure that the things that we need tech-wise are being formed from them. So if you have interest in tech, you actually have skills in tech, feel free to sign up. If you do not have any skills in like programming or the like, probably best to just sit that one out. Then there's general. Essentially, you are kind of like the assistant to leadership. If we need something, you're there to help us out. If people have questions and we're not around, you would be more privy than certain other people, so you'd be able to answer some questions. If we need like help with moderation side of things, you would be able to act in that capacity as well. If one of us is like, hey, I can't go to this meeting, can you fill in for me? Here's all the information for this particular department that I'm, in charge of. You could fill that role, essentially. You're basically just a general leadership, general help, but for the higher-ups. But that would be those shoops and whoops, and it has certainly been enough time for me to go through these and add them to the form. I'm going to do that real quick. This will take me a bit because there's actually a lot of posts on here, but feel free to discuss and question and whatnot. I'm going to mute myself so I don't hear me typing.
There's a lot of interest in a lot of these. Is there going to be some sort of forum where we can describe why we think we would be a good fit for such a role?
It's going to be based by votes from what I heard earlier.
That's correct.
Yeah, it is a poll.
Yeah, it's kind of just how people perceive you, I suppose, and what you've done so far.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
Which I guess, yeah, you could consider it somewhat unfair to the new people, but it's not really all that much, that can be done.
Yeah, scheduling is part of tech. We'll be having the tech team building us some scheduling stuff. Let's see here. All right. I already have you on there. I have you on there. Do not have you. Oh my goodness,
Yeah,
I can't
this
spell.
also works as a confirming interesting, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. Feel free, if you would like, to discuss, starting with the RP events head, why you think you would make a good fit for the role. You can start with Shrub, since I have you on the top of RP events listing. Just so people have an idea of basically your spiel of why you think you'd make it, so people can have better understanding of why they should vote for you.
Really quick, if everyone's going to make a speech, that's going to be a lot.
1 second before we go further with that, actually.
True.
Can you perhaps create a channel for people to type that shit in?
Yeah, I'm going to. 1 second. Or one of you guys can too. I just... I
wasn't expecting to be put on the spot. Come on, Nerp.
Yeah, I definitely think it'd be easier, especially for all of us time-wise, if we typed out our memoir instead of
speeches.
Fucking free for all, just go for it.
All right, let's see here. Add leadership.
I think we know who's gonna get some of these heads as well.
Oh yes.
There you are.
Department head speeches.
Oh, well, let's delete my one. I'll delete my one. There you are. I'll read that in a second. All right. Got you guys there now.
So I made the channel, but I can't see it.
Rip. Alright, I'll go and give people permission.
It looks like moderation or whatever doesn't
Oh,
have
yeah, I'll fix that.
options to see it.
I just added it to cancel voice, so that's weird.
There you go. Alright. Yep, got you, got
So
you.
beat me to it. That was slightly different.
Alright, just need to go through this last bit of boop. Nearly done. Oh, I need to go look at those two as well. Cool. Kind of figured leadership had a lot of people interested. Alright. Or general. Whatever.
This seems to be a lot.
Are you writing up the full right now?
I'm just adding the new people to it. I already have it built, I just need to add the new people to the list. And then you. Do I have anyone else to add here? Yes, I do. Alright. I want to change this one to be multiple, just checkboxes. Because...
Okay, there's the immediate details in Council General.
Clear my own response, because there's new responses and I would like to re-vote. Alright. Send. Shorten URL. Copy. I'm going to post this in role signups. I'm also going to block the recording so the link is not visible.
Sorry.
Here we are. Or not block the recording, but hide the Discord view of the recording. Alright, it has been posted in role signups. There we are. And I can turn this back on. That there is the form of interest. The last one is a checkbox for general leadership because we can have more than one general leadership. I'm just going to get the top 3 or 4 who have interest.
Let me throw up in a Google Doc.
Yep. And the...
Are we allowed to vote for ourselves, or is it cheating?
I mean, you can vote for yourself, yeah. I mean, you know. It's a vote. There's
Where
many
is
here. Go to role signups.
Signups.
Yeah. I'll just do
Oats won't be for some time though.
Yeah. I'm gonna give it a bit of time before we actually go through that. I'm also gonna be working on a region head doc, which I'll be posting as well in the same role signups. That should be built tomorrow. Everyone who is interested, I will get everyone who's already sent me messages about being in a region head, which would be a decent list. Add it on. Yep.
High isn't on the options for political.
Did they add themselves after I went through it? They
Well,
did not.
They're currently busy, so they can't make it.
Okay.
But they did react to the
Yeah.
thing, so.
Did they? I didn't see them on the list of political head reactions.
Under Art Addict right now, but I think it was.
Reactions, political head, greatest dude, Jace, Chaos, Fountain Pen, Pie. Oh, there they are. Okay, I must have just missed it. I'll add them.
I may have also not said anything, but I would have been okay with general leadership as well, but I don't see myself on there.
Who said that? Sorry, I was looking at the.
It's Dead Shadow.
Excellent.
I would put myself on leader general role if you need as well.
All right. Dead Shadow. All right, there we go. Should be updated. Give it a refresh. You should have the new options. And if you guys want, I can delete the 2 responses I already have received.
Chris, did you sign up for all of these?
I signed up for a few, yeah.
I signed up for all of them.
I signed up for 5.
I had you listed in the initial ask that you were interested in all of them.
Yeah, I told Nerp I would be interested in pretty much any position. Although I'm mainly interested in leadership, I'd absolutely be fine with doing a head position as well.
All right, so just everybody vote for Chris, so he has to take in every position.
Hell yeah!
Please do not meme the vote. That'd be weird.
I mean, it would just be the person who was second most voted that would get it anyway.
I was gonna say, since I'm a newer person, I don't know who was previously like Divinity Head, or is there any person that originally did that in the last?
Most of the previous heads are either gone or they were corrupt. So
yeah.
Well, Divinity, I don't even think
existed.
Divinity, Divinity before he left, it was Firestorm.
Was it really?
Yeah.
There you go.
So
Yeah, he was.
Anymore.
Before that, I think it was ACOG maybe. I know ACOG was in Divinity for a bit. Chica, yeah, they took over because we lost the previous one, right? That's what it was.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Chica got busy, and she couldn't do it, so she gave it to Firestorm because he was already a part of Divinity.
Mm-hmm.
And then Firestorm left because he was busy. So
indeed.
Yeah.
You guys should vote for me for creation leadership. I'm a good fit for the role, please.
You're a good bean.
Don't schmooze the voters.
I'll give you one crisp buck. It's worth
He's
something.
bribing. He's bribing. Kind of smell.
You have a place to do your speech. You'll type it out.
But yeah.
Get out of here.
I already did. Don't worry.
Yeah, you have your spaces for your speeches. Other than that, do we have anything else to discuss? I'm going to be working on the other poll now, so people can start signing up for regions. I'm not sure why I typed
writing as
other.
fast as I can.
Google.
Sorry, Nerp, what does it mean if you win leadership adventure?
No real change. I mean, I'm still going to be like... Instead of me being like, hey, me, let's discuss how to do this certain region's mission stuff, it'll be like, hey, region head, let's do this.
Now, you should just make an alt account that you use that is just called SirNerp2, and that can be the head.
I guess. Just go through and be like, hey, SirNerp, how's it going? Great, SirNerp.
XX.
Yeah, and make sure you tell everybody that is not you, even though it sounds identical to you, and you're never in the same place.
Totally identical. Totally not the same person, though.
This also may not be messing with anyone else, but there's a circle for tech leadership, and then there's a square for general. My brain. I'm kidding.
Generals for multiple choices.
That's true.
Nerp, we may have one more to add to General. I'm gonna add Dream really quickly.
Oh no.
He wasn't present here, but I'm pretty sure he's interested in the role.
Dream, the YouTuber?
No, Big Dream.
Oh no.
All right, they're added in. You guys should be able to edit your responses too. I did make sure the edit was on. So if you wish to change your mind with these new additions, you have the
My
option.
fingers are burning Peppa hands.
More legacy.
Yeah, don't worry too much about typing fast. I'm working on the region head form now. Unless it's regarding the region head form. In which case, I mean, it's going to take me a bit, so you have time. Where did I post the region heads? I posted that in Nomike, didn't I? I did.
My biggest thing is I'm still learning people, so I'm like, who would be the best fit for this? I remember this person doing very well in this stuff.
Mm-hmm. You know, that's why I pin things.
Hey Nerp, I have a question.
Yeah.
You're on Adventure Head. Do you wanna? Is that because you want to be Adventure Head? But you're the World Head, so that doesn't make sense in my brain.
I am currently Adventure Head. It's more of just since I was doing it previously, I put myself on there. Overall, I think if I am not Adventure Head, it's just gonna be more of less direct influence for myself regarding the Living World missions themselves. But you know, if people wish to continue with me being Adventure Head, I am still able to do so. It's just I would have slightly more duties than I currently have.
Okie dokie.
Is Corey not on economy department?
I think I had him on there.
He's not on there.
Let's see. Leadership creation.
Corey is only on home.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yep, yeah, they're homebrew and creation leadership.
Oh god, I'm reading mine. So many run-on sentences. Let's go.
Listen, we're not here for your grammar. We're here for literally whatever you're signing up for.
Shit, man. My major is in math, not words.
I feel that.
Just write it all in binary then, you'll be fine.
Yeah, sure.
That's not math.
Let me just post a text file.
It is literally math.
Listen, there are not enough characters, most likely, for you to write that in binary.
That's fine. You just
Impress
it's
us
only
with
like
hexadecimal.
you just get like what is it? I think there's some way to get like a 5,000 character limit on Discord. I can't remember though.
Oh,
Just
you
upload
just
a
posted
text
a
file.
text file at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
You can get a higher message number count if you have Nitro.
Cool.
4K, I believe.
Yeah, it's something.
I'll go look and see. I have Nitro. I can probably just look at this. Yeah, up to 4,000.
I'm a genius.
I don't know about that.
Okay, I'm gonna put my hat in for tech lead because clearly I'm a genius.
Clearly.
Which, by the way, that like character limit is the oddest perk because can't you just do 2 messages of 2,000?
I don't know, man. don't ask the question.
Like...
Discord has real weird reasons for having Nitro. Like Nitro has so many weird things for it.
Like, what am I gonna say? Shit, I can't press enter in extra time.
Like, you know how the upload limit for files is part of Nitro? Yeah, it's also part of boosting a server. So if your server is already boosted enough, you don't even need to worry about having Nitro. So it's just really weird.
Okay, Council General.
Council General. Alright, let me go move on over there.
Council Gen.
Oh fuck, we have tryouts.
Oh god.
Oh fuck.
Damn, I didn't know I was back in high school.
So the idea here is everyone who's interested right now, we can treat this literally as recruiting for the department while also contributing to the department.
Yeah.
Damn, no, I'm definitely losing my fancy blue. Oh fuck.
Are the people who are wanting to be the leaders of departments hopefully also interested in the work of those departments? Hopefully.
Yes.
I mean, if you're not,
God, it
Exactly.
helps.
why did you sign up?
So
Why would I sign up
much-
for it otherwise?
That's
How much
half the point of this.
How much effort is being expanded to figure out who's gonna lead?
Well, the question is, what exactly does the leadership positions entail? I mean, I have a general understanding of what creation does, but like, I don't know
He just went
everything
over
in
it.
detail.
Yeah,
I know, but like,
they
I
went
mean,
over what
I mean,
it's
like a detailed bullet point list of absolutely everything down to the minute details.
I don't think something like that exists yet.
Exactly.
That's something you're going to be doing as the head.
Yeah, I know. I'm just
You're
that
creating-
is more
you're
so my
creating
concern
the
right
job
now.
that you're gonna
So,
have.
Shouldn't
Not
legacies.
precisely defined. That's exactly part of why I'd like everyone to be trying out and contributing if you are interested.
Yeah. So legacies preliminary tryouts thing there. Totally agree. We can get those tags set up, and those who do have interest, we can blap and send those tags away and all that good stuff. I am nearly done with the base people who signed up as region heads, and then people have additional interest, I can do the same thing with the reactions things, just add to the list, and I can send out this form.
So maybe I missed this part because I had to join a little bit later. The vote that we're doing now, what specifically is that entailing?
This is for department heads for everything besides like regions, as well as the leadership positions of adventure, creation, tech, and general.
No, I get that. I was meaning is that going to affect like the tryouts, or is the tryouts like a part of that as well? I was confused by that part.
Trials will be a part of that.
Yeah, from my understanding, people who are elected to the positions will have tryouts for that position. So if you get picked as being, I don't know, the homebrew head, you aren't immediately going to get that position. You're going to have a trial position for a while until people go, okay, you're good enough for this role. At least that's how I'm understanding it. And that trial position has most of the duties of that particular position, but because obviously we aren't yet open or anything, it's, very relaxed.
Mm-hmm.
And Smithin is such a hot pick.
Not quite.
dude.
This is specifically because of how scattered things are. Elections aren't happening for a long time. Until that happens, we're basically making everyone interested into a trial and having them contribute when cleanup comes around and talks to the department.
Okay. Do you know when cleanup is happening then?
Cleanup itself should be worked on this week.
In
At least
terms of what
that's all
cleanup
we're
means
working on.
exactly, I'll give an example. Also, cleanup is a constant long-term project until everything is converted essentially, so it's not quite something that's a hard time frame.
Oh, look at you.
Do we have some?
For example, the training team.
All right, I have everyone on the list. Oh, need to click the type button.
Hey, my apologies.
Hello.
I arrived late to the meeting, and I missed. Are these sign-ups for leadership positions open or pre-declared?
They are open. If you wish to shoot and move, let me know which positions you want to add, and I can add you to the list. People can edit their responses as people have already posted, but you are free to, shoot and move. Right now I'm posting region heads at this moment.
Once everything's settled for the forms, just post them again and ping everyone.
Mm-hmm. Alright, let's scroll up to where I was last reading. Here we go.
Cleanup would be coming to training, determining how it functioned previously, what it's currently doing if anything, what's limiting it in the new situation, what it should be doing in the future of the new situation. This involves speaking thoroughly with all existing members and interested members, which is how it ties in with the head tryouts, and hearing everyone's opinions and thoughts. Then, cleanup and the department work together to get everything established, documented, and ready to go. Then, they move on to another department and so on and so forth.
I have a question, another one.
Yes.
Is there anything else we're going to be going over today, or is this it?
That's pretty much it. Once we have this, we can start being more focused, and our meetings can have more meat and potatoes to them.
Okay, so if I leave, then I'm not going to miss anything?
Yep, you are Gouda. You might miss, some questions asked by people here, but nothing major that I am aware of.
Okay, well, I'm going to head out. Bye-bye.
All right. Yep, ciao, ciao. You have a good one.
You too.
Same. Have a good one.
All right. Regarding Phael's question, for region heads, for the most part, I mean, it wouldn't hurt to post a reason like the others are doing for the department head speeches. But
you probably make a separate channel for that.
Yeah, it's a separate channel for that. It also, for that specific thing, since it's heavily focused on adventure and whatnot, I will be taking, training team's advisement under what you guys have done as well. Not saying that it's not going to be a vote system, but it will still be something that, if you are like brand new to DMing, I would suggest basically if Sitham says like this person has DM'd once, they ran a fine game, but I don't think they're ready to be a region head, I'd probably suggest this to you. This is not something I'm saying you can't sign up for it. It's going to be a lot of work, and you need to be prepared for that. So, it's still going to be a vote system, to be clear.
When should we expect the tryouts to start? Or the preliminary tryout stuff?
So, anyone who signed on the tag, I'm going to be blapping it for you people. You guys can start doing work in regarding to
Council General, next week.
Next week? Okay.
Yeah. You guys can start doing work for the regions or the departments that you have interest in, but it will be next week when responses are tallied.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, very good, very good.
Now, for something like this, because there's going to be a lot of training involved, I'm going to guess that the training department is going to have a lot on their hands for a lot of the people who are kind of getting vetted for their position.
Certainly will have some heavy impact on training department, yes.
I can't believe we get to give more people the aspirant tag for department head training.
All right.
Oh, you have no idea. I'm literally trying to still piece together how many different things training needs to do and figuring out if they should split apart those duties into their own departments.
So, so training itself, for the most part, while the intention is for them to be able to get people on board from all the different staff tags, overall, the core training for like political and whatnot should be done by political head and their political co-head. It's just like getting them on board, getting them up to speed on basic stuff that everyone should know. That's the key idea of training, unless that is different from systems.
I can go into a little more detail with that because we were more or less trying to form our training regime for people interested in political and RP events and all that stuff for last phase or pre-Syrik. But we were waiting a lot of information, so it was hard to generate those things because we had systems we weren't sure were going to exist or how they worked. So it was kind of up in the air.
I think I kind of agree with what Nerp was saying about how we should probably make it so that the training team does a lot of the general training, like, hey, you're signing on to this living world, here's how it differs from others if you've ever been in one, and these are like the basic rules and other etiquette stuff. And then when they get their position, like politics or homebrew or whatever, those teams give them the rundown of what's happening. I think that would probably be a lot easier on the training team, honestly.
So like two-phase training kind of.
Yeah. We were trying to collaborate with every single department because of how decentralized and mixed up things are. Also, that's how training already functioned, but there was a really messy split in the past.
Oh yeah. There we go. Oh yeah, me add that. I'm just gonna delete these so it is a clean line.
Basically, the individual departments training their own people was how the old system functioned. We were trying to overhaul it so we could have everything transparent and consistent, but not everyone was cooperative.
I want to say the new questionnaire systems you wrote up handles a fair amount of things, doesn't it?
I need to make some edits based on what we were talking about today with like divinity and whatnot.
Yeah, because I know that was one of the things we were working on earlier, too, because the old questionnaire didn't work anymore.
So are we using the same chat for department head for the region head? So
No. I kind of thought someone was making a new one because someone beat me to it the first one, but I'll make it real quick. Region head speeches. Here we are. Also gotta go first.
Yeah.
What does the any region one imply? Is like all
You're interested in all
later?
regions. If you wish to be a region head and just you're okay with any of them.
Right.
I feel like it's less that we're starting from square one and more that we have a lot of the base systems, but we need to just adapt them to new things.
Yeah.
The only thing is like staff-wise, yeah, we're starting from square one, but that's not that bad considering it's just staff structure, and that shouldn't take more than a month to implement everything, and get it actually smoothed out.
I can't see region head speeches.
It's a cursed existence. I'll fix it.
Oh, that's because council voices, I think total permissions aren't fixed so that everyone can see them. But that can change.
It can change. All right. Yeah. If you've signed on, for as region head of any region, or of a region of one of the regions I have listed there, I have you on the form already. If you have not signed on for any region or a specific region listed above, then you should react to the message that I had. For example, you, Shrub, since you're the one who added me, you signed on as region head of our Logos. If you're wanting to sign on for the other regions, then I would react to it.
Sounds good.
But it is a shame. I also do like the Sarkis League down to the southwest of Schulte, but yeah, it's okay. Anyways, that is what I have. I'm going to give the region head reactions till after my game tonight, so probably around 9 or 10 CST. And then I'll add on them to the forum and blap the forum out for people to react to in role signups. Other than that, that is all I have. Do people have any questions?
I'm going to ask about the poll again. Sorry to do this. Was the previous poll for team membership interest, or is the leadership interest the only one we have so far?
So the previous poll was for the department head or leadership interests. I had a poll for specific departments just being a member of it interest a while back, which I've already filled out. If you have interest in other department heads, or you missed that for some reason, whatever, role signups does have a reaction option for people to react to and get that all set up and squared away. If you're wishing to do DM things, then that would be under training's purview because they train DMs. But I believe you're already a DM, so
Okay, well, I wasn't just thinking of myself. I was thinking in terms of like how many people we have for each system.
Oh, yeah, yeah. If you have interest in any of those departments, the role signups and their DM side of things, because we also have one for players or community, that has reaction roles to give you these interested departments. So, yeah. For example, if you want to be part of Divinity, you can react to the Divinity reaction. It will give you both Divinity and Aspirant, denoting you as a new person interested in the department. All right. Any other questions?
Quick question, Nerpa. As I kind of already said in Know My Council, which I kind of already have an idea of what your answer will be to this, but if you do need help setting up electoral systems for like future use or even just for this, feel free to private message me or whatever. I'm kind of already spitballing ideas for one to be used in this one right now.
Totally.
I have a degree in this kind of stuff, so
I actually wanted to have it be set up as ranked choice voting, but I was like, I don't know how to do that in Google Forms. So,
I can help with that.
Yeah.
I know how to do that in Google Forms. It's a pain in the ass on the back end, but it works.
Excellent. Certainly can get with you for that then.
My question is, how do I go about gerrymandering my way in?
No gerrymandering here.
Okay.
Can't gerrymander where there's no land.
Yep.
Where's our ranked choice voting?
Regions.
What if I challenge you to like a guitar playoff? Do I get to own the server?
First off, you don't know how to play the guitar, nor do I. That's not going to be a very good playoff.
That would be fun.
What about a fiddle?
I demand trial by combat.
I mean, that could happen. I have Ken
from banning
Shinai.
instruments from voice calls.
Aye.
Mm-hmm.
All opposed.
I mean,
that's 2 to 50 on the no.
But did you know that artificial amateurs aren't at all amazing?
Okay, Sage would actually beat like most people in a rap contest.
I have some of the alphabet aerobics memorized, so.
Guys, what are you talking about? We just do a GM off.
You know, JC. No. You know, JC's talking an awful lot of shit to the guy who DMs him.
Yeah.
Be ashamed.
Oh, I do it all the time. I am prepared for death at any moment.
They have had many character deaths.
You're in smiting distance.
No, he already got smote. He's gone.
They actually have been smoked by DD at one point, so. Yeah.
Why? What did they do?
They do a lot of things.
Oh, Jesus.
Anyways.
Common for players to get smited by deities.
It happens. Anything else you would like to discuss? All right. Sounds good.
Gonna be around for a bit.
I feel like there's a follow-up to that, so I will wait a second.
Yeah.
Do you want to shoot some noobs after this?
I need to make a monster first.
Oh, I don't like the sense of that.
In real life?
No. So you know the random encounter that you guys have?
Yeah.
I completely forgot to make the monster for it. So I need to do that.
Oh yeah, did you do the?
I was asking if you are
Tavern
going
map?
to be around for a bit or if we can talk about the tryouts. Also, LMAO just DM things.
I might be able to do it. after the monster. I don't think the monster will make me too long to create. The tavern map is built, and the town map going forward, and the maps are good.
Toss me a message when you're clear.
Yeah, will do. You can also just post me messages, because I do check my DMs, though dear God, I suddenly have 9+. Oh, I see that you have posted me messages. Yeah, I don't check them when I'm in a meeting or when I'm streaming, so that is the one exception. But yeah. All right. Good stuff. With that though, that is the meeting. Hope you guys have a good day. Good stuff. Appreciate all of your help. And there we go. Goodbye, peeps.
Good luck with your DM.
Bye.
See you.